HHN 2025.
Well. Sidious is a 120-minute wait.
Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2024 update. We have a lot happening today. We're gonna try some new HHN foods. We're gonna show off more in-depth stuff within the scare zones. So on that note, it's time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights shirt of the day. It's gonna be the year of us. It says Halloween Horror Nights on this sleeve, and then us on that one, and then watch yourself on the back. So on that note, let's roll the commercial.
Okay, let's go scare some people.
Okay, welcome back. I got here during the daytime. It was just incredibly busy. Let's go back in time. Let's go head off to Twosome's Chocolate Emporium and try the brand new HHN shake.
Here we are. Twosome's Chocolate Emporium. Now, I don't suggest eating any of the food here. It's some of the most mediocre, overpriced food you can get, but the shakes are decent. So that's what we're here for the special HHN shake.
Okay, the shake is here. $18 for the shake. You do get an annual pass holder discount though, so it helps out a little bit. But it's gonna be the Day of the Dead shake, a chocolate chili ice cream, milk sugar skull chocolate cookie, edible marigold with orange staked whipped topping, and a color changing mason jar.
So if you touch it, it'll change colors. So it says Twosome's Chocolate Emporium on the front, and then on the back, it'll say Halloween Horror Nights, and then that will also change with the heat. So when the shake is completely out of there, it'll be white.
Oh, that's good. It tastes like a hot cocoa with marshmallows in it. This might be one of the best shakes I've ever had there. Oh, that's awesome. That cookie's awesome. Oh my God. Okay, everything about that was delightful. Cookie tasted like, you know, the double chocolate chip cookies from Subway? Tasted like that. The shake, it wasn't too hot. Sometimes with the chocolate chili, it's a little too spicy for people. Just a subtle little simmer, right? But the shake was wonderful. And then when the whipped cream mixes with like the chocolate at the bottom, it tastes like a freaking snack pack. That thing is heavenly. 10 out of 10.
It's a must.
If you are a city walker coming to HHN, try the Day of the Dead drink. It's good. Okay, on that note, let's go in to Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights.
All right, so starting over there, this is gonna be the hotel guest special entrance. They get in a little quicker than the standby. And then here's the little sign talking about it. Hotel guest exclusive entrance located at the exit turnstile of Universal Studios Florida. Enter the line between Hard Rock Cafe and the exit turnstiles. All right, this is the line for standby. It's going all the way back here.
While everybody waits to go in, let's go to the Coconut Club. Try a new drink. Hopefully there's no bitters in it. Okay, now pretty much everything has returned, right? They took everything away for the hurricane. Everything's pretty much returned, but the Little Boo Little Pumpkin Patch
that's here at City Walk, that had the car and all the pumpkins and everything, has not returned. So that's one of the things still missing. Please no private event, please no private event, please no private event. All right, here we go. We're back, it's open. The only bit of Wolfman you'll see at HHN this year is gonna be the trailer playing behind the bar. The Wolfman. Looks like the grabber's having his own little party. They've added a velvet rope around him.
So this is the Megan themed drink, right? Because the E is a 3. The coaster of the week is gonna be Megan. If you didn't know, every week they have a new coaster for you to collect from Blumhouse. I am kind of disgusted though. The candy ribbon that is put on top of the drink, I was watching the bartender the entire time. His hands were just raw dogging it inside the candy and then putting it inside the drink. No tongs, no nothing, and he's touching credit cards, POS systems. I'm really disgusted right now. Let's try the drink for you guys, for science. Hopefully I don't get sick. So it's gonna be the factory made fear, Cat Head Vodka, Satsuma Mandarin, Blue Curacao, lemon juice, sour mix, and a sour candy belt. Whoa. That mandarin's a little overpowering. Imagine you take a sip of blue Powerade and then you shove an entire clementine into your mouth. That's what you're getting. It's very sour. I kind of like it though. I'm gonna do like a 7.5 on it. Cool and refreshing, little sour, minus all the germs on the candy. It took about like 20 minutes for me to get a drink. Not a fan of what was happening within the Blumhouse bar tonight.
Heading in, the sun is setting. So the scare zone we're going to focus on tonight is going to be Swamp of the Undead. I want to kind of show it up during the daytime and the nighttime. right, we've made it in. The sky is definitely Team Sinister tonight. It's all pink.
There are so many kids here today. Feels like a freaking field trip.
At 5 and Dime, they're doing the special Tribute Store event signing. The Tribute Store team, only at 5 and Dime. There they all are. They're all ready. Well, well, well. Are you ready to devalue your art?
I am.
What I want to do, I want to ask each person their full name and then what they work on within a Tribute Store so people can connect the face with the name. So Adam, who are you and what do you work on?
My name. I am assistant concept designer, so I did most of the graphics for the store. I laid out the poster and designed the poster, but I didn't do all the parts of it. The first like 5 or so people you're going to get to, all of us have a piece on the poster.
Okay.
Signed my favorite piece on here. It's a pizza rat.
My name is Haley Borodine. I'm a visual merchandise designer, and I am the kind of go-to charge artist. I'm in charge of all the paint aspects. And for the poster, I did draw this head on a stick and a pumpkin down below.
I am Kevin Kophammer. I'm a concept designer for visual merch, and I worked on this guy right here, the little devil dude, based off of the comic character from the comic book from last year's HHN store.
I'm Haley Parker. I'm a visual merchandise designer. I do a lot of the carpentry and painting in the store. I did this little guy. He's the Dark Ride Ghost.
Hi, Greg. What do you like to work on?
Oh, you know me. Just about anything, comic books, curators, all the spooky stuff. So on the poster I did curator, kind of always been my baby there, and I did HHN Bear.
I drew the kitty. I drew the Mad Science Lab. I also built the kitty in the Mad Science Lab. I built the Crash Subway train this year. And I think that's it for my, oh yeah, and I did the Gothic Arch a couple of years ago. So I tend to build the giant messed up things. Anything broken, crooked, messed up tends to be my thing because
Our Duke of Wagons.
How's it going? I'm Justin Snow. I like to work on whatever I can, pretty much. I did all the neon signs for this year's Halloween, so that was a fun little experiment there.
Full name is Phil Daly. Job within a Tribute Store team. So I'm one of the project supervisors, one of 5, and I'm responsible for kind of just wrangling the crew on the assigned stores and working to develop the stores and kind of make immersive environments for our guests to check out.
I'm Chet Hidalgo. I'm a general maker of everything, so whatever gets me dusty, I'm good with it.
If you enjoyed the exit hallway where you go inside of a subway car, it's all him.
That's me.
My name is Stephen Burkett. I'm one of the project supervisors. I do everything, design, build, and I love doing it all, minus really the painting, but even then, when I get to play around, it is a lot of fun.
And then the #1 employee at Mega Video Rental. What is your favorite VHS to rent?
You can find my staff pics right there. American Werewolf in London, The Burbs, Brazil, and 16 Candles.
I'm Blaine Edwards. I am one of the project supervisors as well. Coming up, I am project supervising the Holiday Tribute Store.
Hey, here's a better look at the autographed poster. So everybody kind of autographed near the thing that they worked on, and they added little rats all over the place because they know I love hunting for all the rats hidden throughout the Tribute Store. They did such a good job with this poster.
Okay, so we're gonna be going into Swamp of the Undead. So the full story for Swamp of the Undead is pretty much, there's this bootlegger guy, right? Anybody he was working with and he didn't trust, he would like kill. He would like throw them into the swamp, and he thought the swamp was like a real person. He was like sacrificing these people to the swamp. And then one day, the swamp kind of revolted against him. Zombies came up and they end up, you know, eating this guy. But all the zombies running around are gonna be his victims and the people he didn't trust that he was working with for bootlegging.
Now the HHN bar is great because you can come over here and get little photo ops with some of the characters. We got one of the goblins right there. And then from the Monstrous house. And from Heavy Metal Hell, you can meet one of the skeleton rockers. And then you got one of the kids from Major Suites. If you look up at a bunch of the windows here in New York, you'll kind of see different attacks happening. Now the other little projection effect is going to be right above the Jimmy Fallon ride. Looks like they're getting them with an iron. They're ironing them to death, I think. It's like a jester. If you come a little later, they have multiple sets. So there'll be different characters out by the HHN bar. You look great. Oh, there we go. Oh, extra flavor for the human, right? Adds a little bit of salt, your boogers. All right, Major Suites is a 85-minute wait. So when we go through, I'm going to tell you about a special little Easter egg within there. We're going to show you some of the photos from the Unmasking Horror Tour. There's a fun little activation that you can do.
All right, so there's gonna be 3 guest activated triggers. So when you hit it, it'll set off a little, activation. So when you're first walking into Major Suites' office, you're gonna see Major Suites, and then on the table, you're gonna see this bowl of candy. It says, take one. If you try to reach for the candy, something is activated. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys because I want you to do it in person. The next one is gonna be kind of in the next room. On the desk, you're gonna see a red button. You're gonna wanna hit the red button and it's gonna activate something. The last activation that the guests can do, you're gonna be walking down this hallway and you're gonna see the lollipop in the guy's head, and then you're gonna turn to the right? So you're gonna see this red button on the wall, and when you hit it, it's gonna activate something with one of the mutant rats that ate some of the candy. So those are all 3 of the guest activated triggers within the Major Suites Candy Factory.
Over here, a couple minutes ago, this is literally like a love grotto. There were things happening over here. All right, Ghostbusters is now a 125-minute wait. Sidious is a 120-minute wait. All right, let's head to the tribute store. We're gonna try to find all the wraps. I believe there's 5 of them. All right, now the old Dead Coconut Club shirt. You guys were asking about it. They only have smalls left. So I think that's all they have left. When you exit here, you'll see the first rat right here on the wall. Then the next one is gonna be right here. And then the next one will be over here. Next to the little pee bucket, there's the next little mutant rat. It's just like a queue through the tribute store. The next one is gonna be right here next to the sewer. They're running low on the tribute store snacks, so they've replaced some of them with a Minions cookie. We have a Dracula one, the Creature one, and then a Mummy one. And then over here, we'll see, I believe this is the final one. Right down there.
All right, so that's all 5 wraps within the tribute store. Time to go in. It is time to go in the Monstrous now. So on that note, let's cut to John Murdy explaining the final creature within this house. So you guys have now understood all the backstories of all the monsters within there.
Brings us to our 3rd and possibly last monster. And that is El Silban. I bet you didn't figure this one out. El Silban, which translates to the Whistler, is from the Los Llanos region of Colombia, Venezuela. And it's another great story. Different iterations of the story, I'll give you the most common one. So there's a boy, which is really like a late teenager boy, living on a farm, fairly well off. He falls in love with a woman that the father does not approve of. And the father tells him, get rid of this woman, but he's in love and he doesn't get rid of him. So one day the father comes into the barn and he catches the boy and the girl, and he flies into a rage and he murders the girl, kills her right in front of the son. The son flies into a rage and murders his father. And then granddad comes home, sees what's been done, and he takes the boy out to the field, ties him to a post, whips him repeatedly with a whip until the flesh falls off his back. Then he takes like limes and like tequila and pours it in the wounds. And if that wasn't bad enough, Then he sets wild dogs upon him that rip him to shreds. As this horribly mutilated guy is stumbling towards the woods, the grandfather comes up to him and hands him the sack of his father's bones, his murdered father's bones, and says, "You are condemned for all time to carry the bones of your murdered father on your back." And he disappears into the woods, and he's not seen again. And then eventually this creature comes out of the woods that is now known as El Saban. It's a towering creature. Some say he's like 10, 12 feet tall. Really, really skinny, carrying the bones of his murdered father on his back. And he's known for his distinctive whistle that kind of rises and falls. If you hear this whistle and it sounds far away, that means El Saban is actually really close. But if you hear the whistle and it sounds close, that actually means he's far away. So we'll give you a monstro fact about El Saban. Aside from the distinctive whistle that gives him his name, he is said to prey primarily on womanizers and drunks. But with womanizers, he rips them apart limb from limb, literally rips the bones out of their body and adds it to his sack that he has his father's bones in.
His bond is near. His bond is near.
Alright, this is my favorite time of the season because like I finished covering all the haunts pretty much. I could just like be at HHN, just experience all the different foods and the atmosphere. And I'm just happy to be back, right? I enjoy all the traveling and everything, but it's good to just be able to just experience HHN every night now for the rest of the season if I wanted to.
Lots of minds are just like a puzzle. Lots of pieces allowing to break, yes? When you have all of the components of mind, it's a wonderful, strong thing indeed. Oh, but how I love to rip certain pieces away. Oh, you can try to put the mind together again, and yet it will never be put together quite the same. Oh, but I will fill those missing pieces indeed. I can draw that fear to the surface, and it can fill all of those missing puzzle holes indeed. Now the rest is up to you, I am afraid. Only you can truly face your inner demon queen. Many of you go and try to hide your fears behind false bravery, humor perhaps. Oh, but you cannot hide your terrors from me or my queens. We can see all, and we can sense the terror that you're so desperately trying to hide.
Alright, so I haven't eaten at this cart at all yet. This is going to be the Triplets of Terror cart.
So the one little detail that I love that Universal is kind of doing this year is kind of these like almost themed experiences right with your food. So like in the Quiet Place, right, they're all quiet and they all communicate with sign language. And you order at this food stand, right, because it's celebrating, you know, the Triplets of Terror, their birthday party. They say happy birthday when they're giving the food to you. So I love little things like that. It doesn't cost anything, but it's one of those things that, you know, you just got to appreciate. So first off, we got the burger, the Say cheeseburger, an all beef patty on a cheese bun with American cheese, white cheddar, lettuce, tomato, red onion, and a dill pickle aioli. If you're a fan of a cheeseburger, you're like that. And the bun's really crispy. It almost reminds me of kind of like a patty melt because it's just so cheesy. 7 out of 10. It's nothing life-changing like the burgers we've had in the past, right? We've had some very unique, like awesome burgers. So now it's time for dessert. We got the Slasher Siblings Sweet Sampler, Bubblegum Mousse Balloon, Funfetti Cupcake, and a Chocolate Cheesecake Cone Trio. So let's go with the balloon first. No, No one wants that. Who likes bubblegum? Taste of desserts. If you want bubblegum, just eat bubblegum. Stop throwing it in desserts. We got bubblegum cupcakes, bubblegum mousse. Makes me feel like I'm at the dentist or something and trying to clean my teeth with like the bubblegum stuff. I want no part of that. I think it's gross. All right, let's try the chocolate cheesecake. This is supposed to look kind of like a birthday hat. I feel like we're telling a campfire horror story right now. The cone, real stale, real chewy, real soggy. Like almost like a sugar cardboard in your mouth. Will the Funfetti cupcake save this dish? The cupcake tasted like a extra sugary Publix Funfetti cupcake, so that's fine. At $8.50, is it worth buying? No. Two of the dishes were not very good. You're gonna pay $8.50 for a mini cupcake? I don't think so. I'm gonna do a 5 out of 10. Adam had a little situation happen.
I can't have dairy, so I love the pizza fries, appreciate that they have the pizza fries. They bring out the pizza fries, and I can tell that there's Parmesan cheese on top. They've been sprinkling Parmesan cheese on all of them. So I asked them, I said, hey, is that vegan Parmesan cheese? And they said, I don't think so. And I was like, well, can I please have some pizza fries that don't have Parmesan cheese? If you're vegan, make sure that they're not putting Parmesan on there, because obviously the Parmesan is probably not vegan.
Hey, you know what? At least they didn't touch the Parmesan with their hands.
Yeah, at least their hands were off of the food. That's definitely a good thing.
Oh, sorry.
No, your time has come.
It's time to go home. I'm tired.
And that is a wrap on Halloween Horror Nights tonight. Let's go back to the office, talk about some more stuff.
Okay guys, we are back in the office. We have some more HHN 2025 updates. So on that note, you know we gotta talk about a Murdy tweet. John. All right, so John tweeted out this. Finished up the treatment for house number 2 for HHN 2025 for Universal Studios Hollywood today. Came in at a whopping 148 pages. That might be a record, or maybe not. Have written well over 100 of these in the past 19 years. Hard to keep track. Whore never sleeps, not a hint. It's crazy that we're like now a couple days away from the end of HHN 33 in Orlando. I feel like this season just like flew by. We have a couple more videos we're gonna be filming. I wanna do a little more in-depth stuff within the other scare zones. I wanna focus on that stuff. So we have more HHN content coming, do not worry. And then we have the Christmas season, the Earl the Squirrel season. So guys, on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
I love the family!
Because I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios around the country. Love you all, and I'll see y'all very soon.
Phil Daly.
All right, let's try a little, Hooterade?